Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on Kurukshetra monthly compilation, and I'll be discussing Kurukshetra for the month of July 2022. So we'll see what is the edition or पूरी edition की focus क्या है जुलाई के महीने. So for this month, the edition focuses upon the water resources, which is again an important topic for both prelims and mains examination. Even this type of topic will help you in the AC paper as well. So what I'm going to discuss in the entire session, just have a brief about that. So these are the preface, basically the entire important topic that is relevant for your examination. The first include the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, second the nature-based solutions, third is the Agni missions, fourth water management in agriculture, fourth is a regenerations of the river, and the last is the role of women in water conservation. All these topics are very much important for both prelims as well as mains examination. चाहे वो prelims की बात हो या फिर मेंस की बात हो, दोनों जगह पे ये टॉपिक आपके लिए काफ़ी रेलेवेंट है. And before that, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to place a like button. So starting with the first article, that is Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain. This particular news is important both for General Studies Paper 2 and General Studies Paper 3, right? So you can precisely see the topics. Basically in General Studies Paper 2, it can be there in the government programs and policies. और General Studies Paper 3 में बात करें तो जो environment conservation के topics हैं वहाँ पे ये चीज़ें relevant है. So the Ministry of Jal Shakti has launched the national-wide campaign which is known as Jal Shakti Abhiyan. You need to know all this campaign because this is again going to be relevant for your prelims examination, right? तो जल शक्ति अभियान लॉन्च की गई है. इसकी पूरी टाइटल है कैच द रेन फोकसिंग ऑन सेविंग एंड कंजर्विंग द वाटर, राइट? एंड थीम फॉर दिस एडिशन वाज कैच द रेन वेर एवर इट फॉल एंड व्हेन इट फॉल. जब भी बारिश हो यू नीड टू पुट योर ऑल बेस्ट एफर्ट टू कैच द रेन, राइट? और एक इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट की गई है गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा. दिस इज फ्रॉम 29th of March 2022 till 30th of November 2022, right? In a pre-monsoon and a monsoon period of 2022. So this will cover both urban and rural areas of all districts of our country. So this is something important for examination, precisely for the prelims examination. अगर आपसे पूछा जाए prelims में कि कौन-कौन सी coverage ली गई है, this is for prelims. The coverage will include both urban and rural areas, right? Now about Jal Shakti Abhiyan 2019, जब ये start की गई थी 2019 में, This aims to address the problem of water conservation. जो इंडिया में water conservation की problem है, उसके लिए इस solutions के तौर पे government has come up with a Jal Shakti Abhiyan, right? And the government has launched Jal Shakti Abhiyan itself in 2019. तो 2019 में इसको launch किया गया, and the aim was water conservations, right? And JSM aim, that JSA, I'll be addressing Jal Shakti Abhiyan as JSA, right? JSA aims to make water conservation as a Jan Andolan. And there's a how it can be a Jan Andolan if there's a proper awareness campaign. तो गवर्नमेंट ने इसको extensive communications करने की बात की and involvement of the local community should be there. So involvement is very important, right? तो involvement of local communities be it at any level. तो एक गवर्नमेंट ने bottom up approach रखा ताकि सारे level पे हर एक लोगों को involve किया जा सके. Now this was a time bound missions for the water conservation. And this was implemented in almost close to 1592 blocks, 1592 blocks and 256 water stress districts across the country. So this is a factual information you can take a note of, even you can use in prelims examination and the mains examination. Now the JSA, that is the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, is a collaborative efforts between various ministries of the government of India and the state government, right? So this is precisely about the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Now focus area of Jal Shakti Abhiyan की अगर बात करें, 5 ऐसे important areas हैं जिन पे गवर्नमेंट ने फोकस किया. These are the 5 important areas. The first among them is the water conservation and the rainwater harvesting. ये पहली priority area है. दूसरी area that is the renovations of traditional and other water bodies. Third is the reuse of water and recharging of structure, right? जहाँ पे grey water की use की बात की गई. I think most of you must be aware of the grey water use. Water that is being used for a domestic purpose can be refiltered and it can be reused, right? तो retreatment के बाद जो water use होती है उसे grey waters भी कहते हैं. Now, watershed development is another important aspects and intensive afforestations. तो ये कुछ priorities areas थे under the जल शक्ति अभियान. Now, the mission has been revamped और उसके अलावा जल शक्ति अभियान 2022 की अगर बात करें, there was another mission or अभियान for 2021 as well, but I am focusing on 2022. So building on success of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan from 2019 till 2021, government has come up with more awareness and revamped version of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. तो गवर्नमेंट की कोशिश थी कि और इस स्कीम को आगे बढ़ा के जो लोगों की रीचेबिलिटी है, जो खास करके इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, उसको और ज़्यादा इंक्रीज किया जा सके, राइट? सो इट हैज़ बीन टेकन अप इन ऑल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स इन द कंट्री, where theme was again catch the rain where it falls when it falls. So ये theme जो है, this has continued since 2019 and it has not changed, right? Now under the campaign, it has also undertaken few following intervention in the campaign, जहाँ पे कुछ important बातों पे ध्यान दी गई इस बार. That is the first, the focus was on the spring shed development and management, because as the program is progressing, डिमांड द नीड ऑफ द आर ऑल्सो टेंड टू चेंज. तो जिस तरह से रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ी है, लोगों की इन्वॉल्वमेंट बढ़ी है, तो उस हिसाब से गवर्नमेंट ने अपने प्रायोरिटीज में भी रिवैम्प किए. नाउ वेटलैंड डेवलपमेंट एंड मैनेजमेंट इज अदर इंपॉर्टेंट प्रायोरिटी एरियाज एंड कैचमेंट एरिया प्रोटेक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट. सो दीज थ्री एरिया वॉज आइडेंटिफाइड बाय द गवर्नमेंट टू एंड दैट वॉज इंक्लूडेड इन द जल शक्ति अभियान फॉर 2022, राइट? सो दिस वॉज अ पार्ट दैट वॉज इंक्लूडेड. Now, Jal Shakti Abhiyan की अगर बात करें, what is the main focus of this? First, it called for water conservation and rainwater harvesting. Other is the renovations of traditional and other water bodies and tank. Reuse of the borewell structure, right? This is the third important component. Intensive afforestations and watershed development, right? So watershed development is again the important component. तो अगर आप मेंस में लिख रहे हैं, आप इस तरह से ग्राफ्स बना सकते हैं और ये प्रायोरिटी एरियाज को हाईलाइट कर सकते हैं. दिस विल गिव यू एन एडिशनल मार्क्स इन द एग्जामिनेशन. नाउ अमृत सरोवर की कॉन्सेप्ट भी गवर्नमेंट ने स्टार्ट की, ऑल्दो इंडिया इज सेलिब्रेटिंग 75 ईयर ऑफ इट्स इंडिपेंडेंस, जिसको आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव भी कहा गया. So it was decided that in order to commemorate this occasion, 75 water bodies will be created or regenerated in district that will be called as Amrit Sarovars. This is very very important for your prelims examination. और अगर मेंस की बात करें, आप इसे एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे जरूर यूज करेंगे, राइट? वेरी मच रेलेवेंट. Now the creation and rejuvenations of the Amrit Sarovar will be especially efforts that will be made by the JSA CTR 2022. Now, as a part of the exercise, the district authorities has been requested to identify the possible sites, जो भी possible sites हैं, उनको identify करना, and a creation of new water bodies will be there. Now, this exercise may include afforestation, because afforestation is an important component in the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. तो Jal Shakti Abhiyan की बात करें, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, this is an important part, right? Tea plantations and water bodies in the catchment area. Now, the second part that has been given focus with is in the case of the regenerations of the existing water bodies, जहाँ पे गाइडलाइन दी गई है अंडर द नेशनल वाटर मिशंस, राइट? तो यहाँ पे क्या खास करके फोकस है, दैट इज ऑन द regenerations that will include the cleaning and distilling, remover of encroachment, right? जो भी अगर किसी रिवर्स में इस तरह से encroachment की गई है उसे हटाना, ensuring that the channel of the water flow is clear and the treatment of the catchment areas, because catchment areas protection is again very important. So these are some of the part that has been taken care under the Amrit Sarovars. Now the other topic or the other article is the nature-based solutions for the urban water management. This is again an important topic both for general studies paper 2 and paper 3 precisely, right? So India is the world's 6th largest economy. These are again the factual information. आप इस तरह के जो points हैं उनको note करते चले. 6th largest economy and homes to more than 4,400 cities and towns, among which 53 cities has a million plus population. So this is about the basic demographic of India. And it is predicted that about 60% of the world population will be living in the urban areas by 2025. So these are the anticipations by the expert, wherein India will have nearly about 416 million people who will be living in urban dwellings by the cities by 2050. तो इंडिया में जो अर्बन पॉपुलेशंस होगी बाय 2050, दिस विल बी क्लोज टू 416 मिलियन. एंड आई हैव ऑल्सो डिस्कस द न्यूज़ इन द डेली न्यूज़ एंड एडिटोरियल एनालिसिस, जहाँ पे मैंने आपको बताया था दैट इंडिया विल बी ओवरटेकिंग द चाइना पॉपुलेशन बाय 2050, राइट, ऑल्दो विल बी क्रॉसिंग द मार्क इन 2023 इटसेल्फ, जहाँ पे अभी चाइना से नेक टू नेक है, विल बी मूविंग अहेड ऑफ चाइना, राइट. सो दीज थिंग नीड टू बी टेकन इन टू कंसिडरेशन. ना ग्लोबल क्लाइमेट रिस्क की अगर बात करें, दैट इज अ रिस्क इंडेक्स फॉर 2021, इंडिया has ranked among the 7 most effective countries, right. अगर इंडिया की vulnerability की बात करें तो 7th रैंक करती है among all the other countries in terms of extreme weather, which include some of the climatic conditions like storm, flood and heat waves. Now, the nature-based solution, although the entire edition focuses upon the nature-based solution, this article which I'm discussing is focusing upon the nature-based solutions. तो अगर NBS की बात करें, generating the economic gains through immediate job creations, increased business productivity and tourism can be the part of it, right? Or NBS is what? NBS for water high, basically this is water have a high potentials to contribute to the achievement of SDG goal targets that is set for 2030 agenda of the sustainable development goals. इस वजह से नेचर बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस की तरफ बात की जा रही है आगे बढ़ने के लिए, बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग विच इज सस्टेनेबल इन नेचर. वी हैव टू वर्क ऑन अ एरिया विच इज मोर सस्टेनेबल. Now, talking about the nature-based solution, NBS is to manage the water sector that involve the enhancing of the delivery of the natural ecosystem services. तो कुछ important areas हैं, कुछ ऐसे natural ecosystem services हैं जिन पे हमें ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. Among that, the first is mangrove protection shoreline from the storm. Second is the peatland sequestering of carbon, right? Third is the wetland filtering contaminated water, lake storing, and the large water supplies. And other is the flood plain absorbing the excess water runoff. And just to tell you, अगर आप NBS की बात करें, that is the nature based solutions, ये आपके मेंस एग्जामिनेशन में स्पेसिफिकली सिंगली इट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन द मेंस पेपर, राइट. तो सिर्फ इस पे भी डायरेक्ट सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. Now, traditional knowledge can also be the part of the planning and management. So, according to the Vedas, the and other ancient scriptures, it has been seen that the reference were there for the well, canals, tanks, and other dams. So, these are the part of it. And the traditional knowledge aligned with the nature always played an important role in maintaining and restoring the ecological balance, right? चाहे as a source of drinking water बात करें, groundwater recharge, flood controls, and ensuring the livelihood opportunities for the people, right? Now, there's some observation which was made by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It says that the nature-based solutions are the actions to protest, no, basically to protect, actually, actions to protect, sustainably manage and restore the naturally or modified ecosystem, जो कि एड्रेस करेगी societal challenge को. Even it will call for adaptation, simultaneously providing well-being for the human, and even it will call for the benefit to the biodiversity, right? So sustainability is a concept that has arisen in this 21st century. चाहे वो किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे हो, sustainable way of protection is something which is the topmost priority. तो IUCN ने भी इसको prioritize किया है. Now, blue-green infrastructure is again an important component. So, endorsing the blue-green infrastructure in the cities and the creation and maintenance of urban green space is also recommended. कुछ और comprehensive way पे अगर बात करें, creating urban green space is a holistic and comprehensive approach to convert and convert the jungle into a livable space जहाँ पे blue water bodies और green tree plantations होंगे, right? So this is the best combination for the environment. If you call about the sustainable development, this is the way out where the water bodies with green plantation can continue. Now, by integrating the gray and even the green infrastructure, cities are also investing in sustainable drainage system. तो हर एक cities के लिए drainage system काफ़ी अच्छी होनी चाहिए. It will also call for reducing the hardening and even impervious surface, allowing the water to infiltrate in the ground, right? By gray, this means the infrastructure development and the green infrastructure that should be there, right? तो इस तरह की डेवलपमेंट हो जो कि एनवायरनमेंट के लिए बिल्कुल भी डेट्रीमेंटल ना हो. एंड इवन द गवर्नमेंट, इवन द expert are of the opinion that blue-green infrastructure should always be prioritized, right? Now, कौन कौन से ऐसे 5 स्टेप्स होंगे जो अर्बन वाटर मैनेजमेंट को प्रमोट करते हैं? द फर्स्ट अमंग देम इज टू आइडेंटिफाई द चैलेंज, क्या प्रॉब्लम है उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना। दूसरी अहम बात है उसको इवेल्युएट करना, इवेल्युएट द प्रॉब्लम पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशंस, define the appropriate tools, implement the strategy, right? Implementation of the strategy, another important part, and access and adaptations is the last part. तो 5 steps की अगर बात करें for writing in mains paper specifically, तो आप ये 5 steps वहाँ पे highlight कर पाएंगे. Now the other topic, that is Agni mission, that is leveraging technology and innovation for the clean water. This is again very important scheme by the government of India, specifically prelims में या किसी भी गवर्नमेंट एग्जामिनेशन में आप सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. And talking about mains, this is something very important, right? Contributing to general studies paper 3 in conservation, environmental pollutions and EIA. Now Agni is one of the 9 missions under the Prime Minister Science and Technology Innovation Advisory Council. ये कुछ factual informations हैं जो prelims point of view से note कर सकते हैं. This will be relevant for the prelims examination. And under the aegis of the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisors, right? इसके साथ गवर्नमेंट ने इन्वेस्ट इंडिया में इसे एग्जीक्यूट किया है अंडर द नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशनल फैसिलिटेशन एजेंसी. What is the aim of this mission? The mission aims to support the national efforts to boost the innovation ecosystem in our country by connecting innovators across the countries where they will work on the grassroots level to the market and helping the commercializing the innovation solution to clean the water and even in a longer run, use a sustainable way where our water bodies are clean, right? Now focus of Agni missions की अगर बात करें कौन कौन से प्रायोरिटीज एरिया हैं, क्या फोकस एरिया गवर्नमेंट ने प्रायोरिटाइज किए. So first, Agni approach focuses on bridging a gap between the innovator and adopters, where this will help to resolve the mismatch between the innovation and adopted. जो innovators हैं या फिर जो adopters हैं उनके बीच में एक समन्वय बनाना, तालमेल बनाना, एक coordination बनाना, that is essential. Now the Agni partners will जो partners होंगे with agencies and the other organization to understand the strategic policies and जो प्रोग्रामेटिक प्रायोरिटीज हैं उनको भी प्रायोरिटाइज करना इज अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. नाउ अग्नि इनोवेशंस टीम रीच आउट अक्रॉस द इनोवेटर्स नेटवर्क एंड आइडेंटिफाई द इंडियन टेक्नोलॉजी. सो दिस टेक्नोलॉजी शुड बी मोर इंडियनाइजेशन, राइट? इंडिजिनस टेक्नोलॉजी को डेवलप करने की जरूरत है एंड दिस टेक्नोलॉजी विल कॉल फॉर समथिंग which is even you can say government has promoted make in India initiative. तो कुछ MII के तहत इसे फॉर्मुलेट करने की जरूरत है so that it is helping the innovators and adopters. Now creating the scalable adapt, the Agni help the logistic and innovations to engage in the major adopter in the network, and Agni institutionalize the partnership that is establish and help the better understanding of the community needs and to build the relevant use of cases and to facilitate the end user adaptations. Now third important aspect, there are 4 important aspects. The third is empowering the bottom of the pyramid. By bottom of the pyramid, I mean there should be a bottom up approach, right? The bottom up approach is always working in this. So the primary Agni aims to ensure that the government is building the principle of Antyodaya, मतलब जो poorest of the poor है उन पे ध्यान देने की जरूरत है, for the poor and marginalized, and those left behind are engaged in the maximum extent. So this will ensure कि जो पार्टनरशिप है वो ग्रासरूट लेवल पे हो और इनकी प्रायोरिटीज ये हो कि ये ऑपरेशनलाइज करे सिनेरियो को and even the development of the stack development should be there. Now fourth important component is supporting the competitiveness and capturing the value of Indian technology. So Agni has refined its technology focus जहाँ पे ये Indian innovations को promote करेंगे in the domains of artificial intelligence, चाहे वो quantum computers हो, robotics हो, cyber physical materials and even energy. So this will call for innovation, Indian innovation, indigenous innovations, which is more or less promoting all these important domains. Now the other article is water management in agriculture. Again something relevant for general studies paper 3 and general studies paper 2. तो दोनों पेपर में काफी ज्यादा relevant है. Now water is a fundamental importance to human development, environment and economy. Without water, life is not possible, right? And access to water and water security is a paramount important for improving the food security, income, livelihood and rural communities. Be it rural or urban areas की अगर बात करें, if it is रूरल और अर्बन सारे जगह पे इसकी ज़रूरत है. So agriculture water management seeks to use the water in a way where it provides for crops and basically provide crops and animals with the sufficient amount of water they required, and even it call for enhancing the productivity, conserve the natural resources, and benefits the downstream users of the ecosystem services. The demand for water sector for the economy, that is urban industry and agriculture, is rapidly increasing while the supply of fresh water is constant. Now, water uses in agriculture sectors की बात करें, कितनी percentage of water agriculture sectors में use की जाती है. So if you look into this aspect, you'll find that 89% of groundwater is used for irrigation and 11% is consumed for domestic and industrial purposes. So you can take a note of this point. This is again an important point, right? And this is mainly due to cultivations of water as the water intensive crop. अभी इंडिया में गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी फोकस किया कि जो वाटर इंटेंसिव कौन है उस पर थोड़ा कम ध्यान दिया जाए, बिकॉज इट इज यूजिंग ऑल ऑफ अस आर ग्राउंड वाटर, राइट, सच एज राइस, wheat, sugar cane, cottons, and very low irrigation efficiency. Now, water table is residing at an alarming rate of 0.3 meters per year. So this is again a concern, an important fact. Take a note of this. You can use this in meets. Now, other part is the unstable groundwater and necessity demand, that is management and supply of augmenting measures to increase the water efficiency used in agriculture sector. तो efficient use बहुत ही ज़रूरी है. water intensive crops को इतना ही प्रोड्यूस किया जाए जितने हमारे इंडिया में ज़रूरत है, right? And further, the National Water Policies 2022 recommend the conservations of water bodies, river corridors, river etc. Now, managing the water at resource पे हमें काम करने की ज़रूरत है, from where the creation is there, right? So the government has envisaged the creations and expansion of the irrigation water facilities, right? जो top agenda है to mitigate the famine and hunger. भुखमरी से बचने के लिए और जिस तरह से problems arise हुई है उसको overcome करने के लिए, mitigate करने के लिए we need to work on this. Now, during the initial years, development of the canal irrigation has remained a priority areas for government, but still there are some areas like Bundelkhand and other part of the UPs, Eastern UP, they are deficit with the water. Now, as a result, the irrigated canals has increased to 71 lakh hectare. Government ने focus किया तो ये number बढ़ी है, and now it is 144 lakh hectare. Earlier it was how much? Just to give you a clarity, you can check here. Earlier it was 71, right? Earlier कितनी थी? 71 थी. अभी आगे बढ़ के 144 lakh hectare हो गई है. Now this has taken up. This is for 1980, right? This is for 80, and by 1992 this has been 173 lakh hectares. Now, the share of irrigation canal in total irrigated land has declined from 37% to 23.43%. This is the current data. And new agronomic practice की अगर बात करें, such as the raising, the bed plantations, rich furrow methods, या फिर sub irrigations बात करें, या precision farming की बात करें, this is also helping to increase the irrigation efficiency. So these are some of the ways through which the result was also there, and it has evidently helped in getting the water table at the right place. और जो irrigations, खास करके जो irrigation methodology गवर्नमेंट ने कोशिश की है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एरियाज को कवर करने के लिए, वो इस बेसिकली मेजर्स के थ्रू पॉसिबल हो पाई है. Now, pushing irrigations to new heights among the all various other methods, government has come up with Pradhan Mantri. This is the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, right, which is also known as PMKSY. This is the most comprehensive policy which aims at protective irrigations of all agriculture farmers, right? इसके कुछ important components हैं, and the components is like 4 important components are there, and these 4 components include accelerated irrigation benefit, जिसको AIPPP कहते हैं, हर खेत को पानी प्रोग्राम, and again per drop more crop, and integrated watershed development. All of these 4 are important for your exam, specifically prelims के लिए, right? इसे आप ज़रूर अच्छे से देख लें, डिटेल में हर एक चीज़ों को पढ़ लें. Now, the program has also led to increase the productivity, vegetation's cover, livelihood options, and household income, causing the socio-economic transformations. Now, in addition to the efficient water use, micro irrigations ensure high productivity, reduce the labor cost, save the power consumptions, जो power consumption उससे बचाती है, and even reduce the fertilizer use. So these are some of the efficient use of the water, right? तो ये कुछ ऐसे proper irrigation methodologies है जिनको adopt करके farmers and even basically जितने भी cost cutting है वो की जा सकती है, right? Now conservation is another important key among the all various conservation technique. Mulching एक ऐसी method है. Mulching is simple, easy way to an effective way to comparatively have a low cost mean that reduce the water losses by checking the evaporations from the soil surface. Right? The mulching एक methodology use की जा सकती है, and mulching is any covering material either by organic or inorganic applied soil surface to create a barricade and does not allow escape of water moistures. This is methodology, it can be done. Even you can watch a video on mulching, you will get a clarity on that, right? Now plastic film thinning has approved to be an effective tools against the water through the seepage in canals, ponds and reservoir. तो प्लास्टिक फिल्म थिनी भी की जाती है, बट अगेन दिस इज समथिंग विच इज डेट्रीमेंटल टू द एनवायरनमेंट, इसलिए बहुत ज़्यादा इसके लिए एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस नहीं करते. Now other is the rainwater harvesting and recharging groundwater is one of the most popular and strategic way of rainwater gathering and store for the irrigation in the lean period. Now rainwater harvesting system are the cost effective and considered easy to maintain the additional benefit of recharge local aquifers. Now the other important topic is the regenerations of the river. This is again significantly important for general studies paper 3 under the environmental conservations, right? So river regeneration is an effort that aims at restoring the poor health of the overexploited and polluted rivers. We have seen that the health of the river across the India is not similar, right? तो काफ़ी ऐसे rivers हैं जो कि polluted, even बीट फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ इन सी गंगा गवर्नमेंट ने इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप्स लिए हैं गंगा रिजनरेशन को लेकर के, बट स्टिल द प्रोग्रेस वाज नॉट दैट सब नो बेसिकली अप टू द मार्क. तो और भी बहुत सारे ऐसे रिवर हैं जिनके साथ प्रॉब्लम है, तो गवर्नमेंट हैज़ ओवरकम विद द होलिस्टिक policies which is called as the river regeneration program, right? And that require understanding and the cause of the poor health and the restoration of the efforts. तो यहाँ पे efforts लेने की ज़रूरत है so that we can overcome with this problem. Now post-economic liberalization in 1991, Indian economy in essence has remained an agrarian economy, right? जहाँ पे estimation ये है that around 65 to 70% of the population is dependent on the farmland for their sustenance, either as a landowner or as a farm worker. तो बहुत सारे majority of India basically reside in rural areas, right? तो यहाँ पे farming में जो लोग involved हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं dependent है अपने livelihood के लिए. तो it's very essential that they should also get the clean water for their खरगज के farming की बात हो, agriculture की बात हो, इस तरह में वो भी सही use कर पाए, right? So they have the population estimate is 65 to 70%. The factual information you can take a note of. Now importance of river are undoubtedly one of the most ancient source of water, right? And all rivers and tributaries are conventionally dynamic, जहाँ पे they directly help in diverse of area. बहुत सारे ऐसे sectors हैं जो directly dependent है rivers पे, like agriculture, power generation, fisheries, navigation, transport, tourism, be it is poultry, livestock farming, pottery, sand mining, aircraft, art craft, right? Several small and medium scale industries. तो ये कुछ ऐसे important sectors हैं जो कि dependent है rivers पे, right? And river is also an integral to large scale industries such as leather industries, pharmaceutical, electronic, textile, paper, fertilizers and oil refineries. So you can see the dependence of basically many sectors on the river. So this is the time that we need to call for the regenerations of the river. Now future threats क्या है? It is anticipated by 2030. This is an anticipations that 40% of the Indian population may not have drinking water if efficient measure is not taken, including the river regenerations. तो river regenerations कितनी बड़ी ज़रूरत है आज के डेट में? This is the need of the hour. अगर इससे काम नहीं की गई तो 40% ऐसे population होगी इंडिया के टोटल जो कि water deficient हो, right? And according to the composite water management index जिसको CWMI भी कहते हैं, it says that nearly 600 million Indians face high to extreme water stress and more than 40% of the annually available surface water are used every year above, right? And the situation is likely to worse as the demand of water is exceeding and even the efficient use of water is not there. many of us even waste water. So make sure you have a proper awareness with regards to water, and even you can ask other people, make them aware that how much it is important to conserve our water and do not waste it, right? As per the Niti Aayog report, it also stated that if mitigation measures are not implemented, 6% loss in the gross domestic products will be there by 2050. तो जीडीपी में भी जो टोटल लॉसेस देखेंगे, बिकॉज सारी इंडस्ट्रीज डिपेंडेड इन पे, तो उसकी जो लॉस देखी जा सकती है जीडीपी पे वो 6% तक जा सकती है. Now, Composite Water Management Index की अगर बात करें, National Institutions of Transforming India, that is Niti Aayog, they have come up with a Composite Water Management Index to enable the effective water management, right? Government ने अपने endeavor पे खास करके नीति आयोग ने इंडेक्स लाई है, where all Indian cities are grappling with the water supply. Niti Aayog has called for an immediate actions as growing water scarcity is there, and India will be also, basically India food security भी इससे काफ़ी ज़्यादा impact होगी, because agriculture is directly dependent on waters, right? तो यहाँ पे वाटर पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है, जिससे नीति आयोग ने कंपोजिट वाटर मैनेजमेंट इंडेक्स के थ्रू बहुत सारी पैरामीटर्स पे रेट करती है और हर एक स्टेट्स को सजेशंस देती है कि कैसे वो एफिशिएंट वाटर यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ना कुछ गवर्नमेंट के इंटरवेंशंस की अगर बात करें, द गवर्नमेंट हैज स्टार्टेड एंड लॉन्च द एम्बिशियस मिशंस टू रीजनरेट द रिवर. And even the government has stated that it has identified growing water crisis on account of the freshwater resources. Various treatment model like for natural, agriculture and urban landscape is also there, right? Which is again helping to outline the delineated riverscapes. In agriculture landscape, government has proposed agroforestry, जहाँ पे बंड और ब्लॉक प्लांटेशंस की जाती है, हाई डेंसिटी प्लांटेशन, फोल्डर प्लांटेशंस एंड प्लांटेशन ऑफ फ्रूट ट्रीज. तो ये कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स हैं जो आप एग्जाम में भी कोट कर पाएंगे. नाउ in the urban landscape, the call for riverfront redevelopment is again the important aspects. Ecological parks development, industrial and educational state plantation and avenue plantation has to be maintained. तो ये कुछ important steps government ने लिए हैं, and even as a citizen we also need to put our best effort to help government to overcome these challenges, या फिर जितने भी schemes हैं उसकी पूरी तरह से success हो पाए. Now the other topic, this is again very important topic, role for women in water conservation, right? This can be even an important topic for your essay. आप इस तरह के topic essay में भी expect कर सकते हैं. Now women and water are linked in several ways, and it is a vital link that is there in terms of bringing the role of water management. So recognizing the facts that women have always been burdened by the water collections and management at the household level. So at the rural level, especially women are the one who is responsible to maintain the water quantity, to take care of water, और उसके लिए उनको काफ़ी दूर travel करनी पड़ती है, and they are the person who actually understand the benefit of it, right? How to conserve it, किस तरह से चीज़ें होनी चाहिए एक efficient manner में women's को पता होता है. काफ़ी important topic है. We'll see more details ahead. So women's role in water conservation, as per the UN in 2010 estimations, that over 800 million people still live without the access to improved sources of drinking water. This is a reality. This was a study which was made by UN. And ultimately the burden of water collections in the water deprived household falls under the shoulder of women. ये जिम्मेवारी महिलाओं की होती है. And in fact 80% of this type of household were women and girls. और ये burden सिर्फ women's और girls के अंदर है. In rural settings, men are not taking a charge to ensure कि उनको इसके काम को करना है. These are being carried forwarded to either the women or the daughter or the woman or girl, right? So the need to tackle the injustice of the water insecurity because they have to travel a lot. तो ये जो water injustice है इसे हमें improve करना है. And even to put, there must be a recognition of the plight of the women and young girl who are particularly vulnerable due to the water insecurity. तो काफ़ी ऐसे incident भी हुए हैं basically where the women was traveling, and they have been reported with many other sort of cases, criminal cases that were also there. तो ज़रूरत है कि ऐसी affordability बनाया जाए जहाँ पे उनके proximity area में water available हो पाए. Now Jal Jeevan Mission is again important component, right? So the National Policy for Women 2016 has a measured steps towards recognizing the process एंड जो वाटर सप्लाईज हैं खास करके वो ऐसी प्रॉक्सिमिटी एरिया पे हो ताकि हर लोगों को रीचेबिलिटी है वो बढ़ पाए. The policy recommended that it is imperative to design the relevant government programs on water management, keeping in mind that there are the primary stakeholders into the considerations. And the Prime Minister has even called for a plan to improve the life of citizens by providing clean tapped water by 2024, right? So tap water, हर घर जल गवर्नमेंट ने जो इनिशिएटिव ली थी इसमें 2024 तक ये बात कही गई कि हर एक घर टैप वाटर प्रोवाइड करनी है. Due to corona, this might delay by a year, but again government is committed to do so. Now achieving this objective of the Jal Jeevan mission, which was launched on 15th August 2019 under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Now, the stated objective of Jal Shakti mission is to provide the functional household tap connections to every rural household by 2024. Time duration by 2024. Now, women in Jal Jeevan missions, किस तरह से women की एक inevitable role है to ensure water security. So, during the World Water Day, which is celebrated on 22nd of March every year, the Prime Minister has said that no one understands value of water better than a woman. So the Prime Minister has categorically highlighted that how women understand the efficiency and proper use of the water, right? So he said that water conservation should be handed over to women in each household, and they should ensure that unmanageable positive results. So the mission empower the women to manage the water resources that is based on research that women are more efficient at water management, right? And the Jal Jeevan mission has placed an emphasis on including women, their decision maker on the water management and the role for a traditional that has been denied to them. तो उनको एक proactive role देने की जरूरत है. They need to act on the forefront, right? They should lead. They should be the leaders in protecting and even lead in all aspect, जहाँ पे उन्हें ये पावर दिया जाए ताकि वो वाटर कंजर्वेशन पे एक एफिशिएंटली चीज़ों को इस्तेमाल कर पाएँ. And even they are the right person because they know the value. They have to travel a lot distance to miles of distance to get a water. So although Prime Minister has categorically stated about the women's requirement, तो ये ज़रूरत है कि women's को efficient water management की practices के बारे में aware किया जाए और उन्हें कुछ इस तरह के methodology बताया जाए जहाँ पे water conservation में वो efficiently contribute कर पाएंगे, right? So this was all about for the Kurukshetra for this month. We have a lot more initiatives for you like daily news and editorial analysis which I covered from the Hindu and Indian Express. IS Gazette की monthly magazine आप हमारे website से download कर सकते हैं. FCA, PIB, MPR will released very soon, and Gist of Yojana and Kurukshetra both have been uploaded, right? So do check it out. This all initiative will definitely help you to sail through this journey of civil services. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.